How many times have you wondered where he is right now, what he is doing, who he is with? How many times have you felt insecure or vulnerable next to him? How many times have you worried about losing him, and he thinks he feels the same way about you, or you have the feeling that if one day you don't call him or send him that message, he won't even notice it? Have you ever felt that you could disappear from the map and he wouldn't even notice? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know that feeling that he takes you for granted, like he already has you and doesn't need to make any more effort with you. But what if we switched roles? What if it was him who was constantly looking at his phone notifications? What if it was him who wouldn't stop thinking about you? What if for once it was him who felt the fear of losing you? I'm going to share 3 brutal tricks to make that man you're thinking about start valuing you and fear losing you. Stop providing him with everything. All that, which he is so used to, that he hardly appreciates. I'll give you an example. If you live in a relatively developed country, every morning, after you have slept protected from the cold, from predators and other dangers that haunted your ancestors, you prepare your breakfast. And in doing so, you enjoy the wonders that even the kings of the past could not have imagined: gas, electricity, water, current, refrigerators and other appliances. And what about this video? If you are watching and listening to me, it's because you have a device connected to the internet. Something that just a few decades ago, when I was a kid, was only seen in science fiction stories. Not to mention other miracles, such as living on a planet where, among millions of celestial bodies, the perfect conditions exist for you and me to enjoy something as rare in the universe as life. Now tell me, honestly, how many times a day you are grateful for all that? The problem is that we take it for granted, just like he takes you for granted. You are that miracle that, because you are so constant, so daily, he doesn't appreciate enough. The same happens with all those attentions and details, with which you have gotten him used to. They have become routine. That's why he takes it for granted, and he's not afraid of losing it. So, one day, don't call him, don't send him that message he's waiting for. Or forget to prepare that dessert you always make with love. Or stop giving him that massage. Or sing that song in his ear before you sing it. Or sing that song in her ear before bed. Or those nights of passion. Suddenly, stop giving her all that. If necessary, disappear for a while. And cut off all supply of your company. Go on a trip, and create experiences that fill you up, and make you a more interesting person. It doesn't matter, but let him experience that lack so that he really misses you. And above all, so that he remembers what life was like without you. So, for once, let him be the one who fears losing you. You and everything you give him, make him question himself. How can he fear losing you if he is completely sure that he always has you? Remember that day when, by chance, you didn't call him and he spent the whole day looking for you. Well, from time to time, remember to forget about him a little bit. Yes, you heard right, remember to leave him aside occasionally. And what about the beginning of your relationship? Remember how you played the interesting one. When you were late to answer, when sometimes you made excuses not to see him whenever he wanted to, and he felt insecure. And he was afraid he couldn't conquer you, and my question is, if it works then, why stop doing it now? Because you see, it is possible that he feels with you, as if he had won a permanent prize. At the time he forced himself, of course, but, once the prize is secured, he thinks he has it forever, right? Well, no. Make him understand with your actions that your relationship is like a fixed-term contract. If both are satisfied, it is renewed. But if one does not meet the expectations, it is not renewed. And this is not only for you. You do it also for him. Because think about it, what generally turns men on? Competitive sports, video games, adventures, hunting, action movies, superheroes, impossible spy missions. In a word, challenge. Men love a challenge. But of course, if you're constantly texting him, if you're always apologizing after an argument, or even without an argument, I've seen this. What does he think? Well, that he is you with no need to make an effort. That there is no challenge, and obviously, this destroys your relationship, and prevents him from feeling the slightest fear of losing you. So, You need to feel that uncertainty and challenge every day. It must be clear to him that your feelings are not guaranteed. If need be, I don't know. Send flowers to yourself as if they were from an anonymous admirer. Let your guy feel that you are a valuable prize. Something that many men wish to have. That's right. If you use jealousy, remember that it is a double-edged sword. So I recommend you use it as I show you in this video. But one way or another, make him question. Let him know your limits. Have you ever wondered why your love life doesn't look like the stories in movies and romantic songs? It's because in those stories they show you that men are like you, but with some physical differences. The truth is that men are a completely different being. For evolutionary reasons, they need rules. Think of some sport, game or hobby that men are passionate about and don't have clear rules. To understand it better, let's go back to the Paleolithic. That period for which we are still genetically and emotionally adapted. Look at our ancestors. The prehistoric men and women. What did they do? While they stayed near the cave, gathering and taking care of the children, they went out to hunt or to fight. For this reason, for them, it was crucial to create emotional bonds that ensured a safe and secure relationship. For example, that a neighbor would take care of your child when you couldn't. That's why for you, who have inherited those characteristics, the emotions of the people around you are so important. And you will value so much things like empathy, intuition, connection. But if you're hunting a mammoth with your group, and they've decided that Pepe will distract the animal while one lures it into the trap, so that Paco can spear it, the last thing you need is for someone to fail. And that is not solved with hugs and tears or saying, "Dear friend, how much I love you." No. What is at stake here is the lives of the participants, and the survival of the group. Moral. Men love rules. And the clearer and more precise, the better. When those rules are lacking, they feel insecure, confused, and the worst comes out of them. So if your partner perceives that you lack clear principles, and remember, principles always come with boundaries, you will inspire less trust and respect. So start asking yourself, who are you? What do you really value? What is fundamental to you? What are those boundaries that no one can cross without losing you? Because, far from pushing him away, if you really are compatible with a man, the more he sees that you have solid values and, therefore, rules and boundaries that cannot be transgressed, the more he will feel that he knows you and can trust you. For example, I have a commitment to extreme wellness. If I meet a woman who genuinely cares for and loves herself, and doesn't allow anyone, including me, to sway her, including me, to throw her off track, you think I will be more or less attracted to her over time. But I need to see that those are her rules, based on values that are really important to her. If on the other hand, she shows me that she is just a game that does not apply in her own life, and that she only goes along when she is with me, for a while. Maybe I will only love her for a while too. But do you think I will see her as a long-term partner? In your case, what are your sacred limits? That project you are developing. Your professional career, your children, some relative you take care of, loyalty, your peace of mind, your health. I don't know, you tell me, but be consistent. Because if you say rest and disconnection are sacred to you, but every time he calls you drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning you answer right away because you sleep with the phone on under your pillow, who are you trying to fool? You think that's how he's going to lose you? Develop principles that you really value. Be loyal to them and set clear boundaries, so that he's the one who, if he crosses them, feels once and for all the fear of losing you. Then, remember that having clear and firm principles not only strengthens you, it also strengthens your relationship. By setting and maintaining boundaries, you not only demonstrate your own value, but you also inspire your partner to value and respect you more. The fear of losing you is not a manipulation, but a constant reminder that you are someone of value, with goals and principles that deserve to be respected. So starting today, define your values and principles, decide what are those red lines that no one can cross without losing your respect and trust. Be consistent and true to yourself, because in that authenticity you will find the strength and clarity that will make you irresistible. Your partner, perceiving your commitment to your own values, will realize that they have someone worthy of admiration and respect by their side. And if you ever feel that your partner starts to take your presence for granted, don't be afraid to remind her, with love and firmness, what those unbreakable boundaries are. Let her see that being with you is a privilege that requires continuous effort and dedication. Ultimately, a healthy, balanced relationship is based on mutual respect and appreciation for what each of you brings to the table. Cultivate those principles you truly value, keep your red lines intact, and watch your relationship blossom with a new level of understanding and respect. In this way, you will not only flourish your bond, but you will also ensure that your partner always keeps in mind the true value of having you in their life. Because you are a unique and valuable being, and you deserve to be treated with the respect and admiration that your principles inspire. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. If you found this information valuable, feel free to leave your like, and subscribe to not miss more content like this. See you in the next video.